What's good, y'all? I know I've been gone, man. It's been a long fucking story. YouTube demonetized my channel, but guess what, though? I can't let that stop shit, y'all. You feel me? I got a mission. I got something to push out. I got an image. Not an image. Well, I do have a public image for me to change as for my fellow black men, right? And so with that being said, let's get into it, bruh. Procrastination, the hidden illness. Did you actually did you actually know that procrastination is an illness? They don't tell you this, but procrastination is actually an illness, bro. So you procrastinating and shit like that, you're feeding a fucking illness. And this is why I'm gonna teach you why you should stop procrastinating, what procrastination really is, and the impacts it have on your life, bro. What exactly is procrastination, right? Procrastination is more than laziness. It's a psychological disorder rooted in emotional regulation, right? It's when we delay tasks despite knowing the negative consequences, often a coping mechanism for anxiety, fear of failure, or perfectionism, right? It's a coping mechanism, right? A lot of people self-sabotage themselves. It's through things such as procrastination. You feel what I'm saying? And people don't understand that, like, yeah, it's simple. Okay, I'm just not doing this shit. But no, it's bigger than that because we got to think about long term too, right? So long term, what the fuck are we doing for ourselves? Long term, what impacts does procrastination have, and why is it so detrimental to our well being, not just financially, but also mentally, right? You feel what I'm saying? So when you honor the commitments you make to yourself, it's a different kind of vibration you're gonna be emitting. So when you procrastinate something so long, it's like a coping mechanism. Like, all right, I'm cool. I don't. You feel me? I got a fear of failing at something. So the first way to not fail at something is how to avoid it. You feel what I'm saying? The first way to not fail at something is how is to avoid the motherfucker. How can you fail at some shit you're avoiding? You can't fail at it because you're avoiding it, right? If you don't try, you can't fail. But if you don't try, you don't know if you could even win, though. But you can't fail because you're not fucking trying. So it's a coping mechanism for fear, y'all. You feel me? Why is it an illness? It is because chronic procrastination disrupts mental and physical health. It is associated with anxiety, depression, and ADHD. MRI studies show reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is the brain decision-making center. Okay, emotional avoidance and low dopamine drives this cycle. Okay, so it's been studies proven and shows that the prefrontal cortex is more engaged when you make decisions and you do things that you said you was gonna do, right? Emotional avoidance and low dopamine drives this cycle. Okay, we understand that they have, first of all, it's a lot of highly dopamine driven things that they want us hooked on, like scrolling. You got Pornhub, you feel me, video games, you got all of these things, right? And it disrupts your dopamine level. What the fuck is dopamine? Dopamine is just a reward system. Excuse me, fuck. Shit, y'all. Dopamine is just a reward feeling in your brain. Okay, that's all it is. The science behind procrastination. The limbic system, which is the emotional brain, overpowers the prefrontal cortex, the logic brain. So when you're literally when you're procrastinating, my nigga, you're literally having your limbic system, your emotional brain, overpower your prefrontal cortex, which is not like yeah, I don't understand how detrimental this is to your well-being. Okay, so when your limbic system overpowers your prefrontal cortex, what the fuck happens, right? We're moving with emotion, right? We not supposed to move with emotion. You know why? It is because emotion is temporary, right? When you're moving with emotion, when you do shit when you mad, when you sad, it's different than when you do shit when you're logical, right? And so when you're procrastinating, you're letting your limbic system overpower your prefrontal cortex, that logical part of your brain. You're letting the emotional part overpower the logical part. And how the fuck you think that's going go for you? How you think that's going to go for you, bruh? You feel what I'm saying? This leads to immediate relief instead of long-term goals, right? Chasing short-term satisfaction, right? Um chasing immediate gratification instead of delayed gratification, right? And let me make this shit clear. It is far from easy. But the hard things for you be the best things for you. The easy things for you be the worst things for you, because in the long term, what the fuck is gonna happen? I tell my brother this all the time. Think about the Kobe's, the Michael Jordans, the Mike Tysons and shit like that. You think them niggas was doing the easy shit? You think them niggas was sitting here like, okay, the fucking tanks, right? The Muhammad Ali's, right? Even the Einsteins. You think these niggas was sitting here doing the easy shit? You think these niggas was just sitting here like, okay, let me do what's easy for me. Let me do what's what's not gonna get me too uncomfortable. Let me do what's gonna keep me in my comfort zone. Let me do what's not gonna take me too much out of my comfort. No, them niggas wasn't saying that shit. They was like, you know what, we gonna train fucking hard. We gonna go fucking hard because you know why? I'm a outdo and outperform the next nigga because he's thinking in his comfort zone, right? Kobe said what? The first to arrive and the last to leave, my nigga. You feel me? And so when you're procrastinating, you're the opposite of that, my nigga. You're the last to arrive and the earliest to leave, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Where the fuck you think that's gonna get you, bro? You gotta think long term with this shit, cause you motherfuckers be saying I want this and I want that, but you motherfuckers don't be doing shit to go get that shit, bro. It'd be mind boggling, cause like everybody wants some shit, everybody want to do this, everybody want a certain way of living, but they don't actually take the steps necessary to follow through with that shit, and that's the shit that get me. Chronic stress increases cortisol, reinforcing avoidant behaviors. Dopamine dysregulation makes starting tasks feel harder, right? So chronic stress, we already know that stress can literally kill you. So you have to manage your stress. You have to do things that allow you to regulate that, such as meditation. Ain't nothing wrong with a little weed here and there. You feel what I'm saying? Let's be honest, motherfucker. We not perfect, but guess what though? We not dependent on shit. You hear me? The consequences of chronic procrastination is a higher risk of anxiety, depression, and poor sleep. It's increased stress and reduced life satisfaction. It's missed goals and opportunities, which create guilt and self-blame. Over time, this damages self-worth and mental clarity. Awareness is a first step. So you cannot change some shit you're not aware of. How can you change some shit you're not aware of? You can't. All right. You cannot change some shit you're not aware of. I'm gonna say it again. You cannot change the shit you're not aware of. But if you know you procrastinate, this is your first step to change. Okay, awareness is a first step. Understanding procrastination as an illness helps you stop blaming yourself. A lot of people don't know procrastination is an illness, so they're gonna keep procrastinating. They're gonna keep doing the same shit. You feel what I'm saying? But they don't understand this shit. But when you understand some shit and you know it, the kind of effects it have, people change predicated upon perceived threats. So when something is threatened, when something is a threat to their life or their well-being, they're most likely to change. If you tell somebody, okay, diabetes give you a higher chance of dying. Diabetes makes you die earlier. A motherfucker gonna be like, you know what, fuck that shit, nigga. I ain't trying to die. If they really care about their life, you feel me? If they really, cause some motherfuckers don't care about their life. But if they really care about their life, what they gonna say? Fuck that shit, nigga. I ain't trying to die. You feel me? So I gotta change the way I eat. I gotta change the way I live. Change starts when you recognize your emotional triggers and learn to manage them. Awareness leads to responsibility. Responsibility leads to transformation. How to overcome it. Start small. 2-minute rule. Just start for 2 minutes. Use the if then statements. If I finish X, then I will rest. Okay? So give yourself something to look forward to, right? So me, for example, right? If I finish working out, then I could eat my food. You feel what I'm saying? If I finish my work, then I could watch that movie. I'm not just coming home from trade school, coming home from motherfucking the gym, and I'm like, okay, damn, I want to watch a movie. Let me just watch it. No, I gotta work towards something first. When I finish this book, then I'm gonna watch a movie. When I finish my 100 push-ups, then I'm gonna watch a movie. When I finish that, then I'm gonna watch a movie. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta set those goals for ourselves. Practice mindfulness to quiet emotional triggers. Schedule rest, burnout feeds procrastination. Let me say that again. Schedule rest, burnout feeds procrastination. A lot of people feel like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm actually doing shit with my life. And yes, the fuck you are. You are doing shit with your life. But guess what? Burnout feeds procrastination. So when you burn yourself out, you're then going to procrastinate more and more and more because you need your rest. Balance is key. Balance is essential because a lot of people feel like, oh, just because I'm busy, I'm good. No, motherfucker. Just because you busy, you could still burn out. Stop trying to be busy all the fucking time, bro. Sometimes be busy all the fucking time. Build discipline through repetition, not motivation. Scientific evidence. This is my sources because I don't just talk out my ass. We actually provide evidence, and what we say is the truth. You feel me? And with that being said, y'all, this is the end of this presentation. Take what I said with a grain of salt. Make sure y'all do your own due diligence. But always remember, you only as great as you let yourself be. The fuck was that? You're only as great as you let yourself be. So my question to you is, how great are you letting yourself be? Are you in your own way? Because a lot of people, we've been in our own way, and I'm speaking from experience. There's a lot of shit that I know I shouldn't be doing, and I still do it. There's a lot of shit that I know that, like, yo, this is beyond me. Like, nigga, I'm past this cycle in life right now. But we be holding on to habits. We be holding on to shit that no longer serve us. But we, like I said, the first step to awareness is change. So my question to y'all is, what habits do you constantly avoid that you know you need to do? What things that you've been wanting to achieve in life that you haven't achieved yet? And why? You feel what I'm saying? How great would you let yourself be in this lifetime? We're not talking about the next lifetime. We're not talking about motherfucking when you 50, when you 60, when you not. We talking about in this lifetime, motherfucker. How great are you going to let yourself be? Are you going to let this illness overtake your life? You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of motherfuckers, they sit here and procrastinate and they think that shit cool, that shit funny. Nah, motherfucker, you playing with your own potential. It was some shit Nip said, like, yo, just imagine how many people don't reach their fullest potential. I find that shit crazy, bruh. Imagine how many people don't reach their fullest potential. My question to you is, are you going to be one of those people that don't? Or are you going to be one of those people that do? You feel me? If that